Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the new Jones Orion binding. Their surfy freeride binding, if you will. I know, sounds weird, right? Bear with me, let's dive into this. So I rode this binding at Copper Mountain on a day that was overcast. There was grapple snow, like an inch of heavy wet dusting powder on top of a groomer, ice, chop, chunder, kind of just a mix of everything with high winds, and I rode it on my Telos Mike Rankwit snowboard with my K2 Thraxis boots. Alright, when it comes to adjustability, the big story is the bushings on the bottom. You can actually swap these out to soft, medium, and hard if you would like to. That is just going to change how that binding actually sits on the board and how it feels when you drive down into it. You have twist cams on your toe and your heel strap. When it comes to the heel strap, you can actually flip it to the other one and swap them over so you can go from freeride mode to surfy mode. I rode these in freeride mode, which is a little bit stiffer. You also have your forward lean adjustment that you flip down, slide up and down, and it'll give you more forward lean on the high back or less depending on what you want. That's it. Not a lot of adjustability on these, but hey, it's pretty straightforward. Alright, so when it comes to the heel strap on this, it's a two-piece construction. You have that soft foam, which is all that white in there, and then you have the black outer shell on there. This is a super soft strap. This is actually probably the softest strap Jones has. Even in freeride mode, it's still super soft. It does contour around the shape of your boot, locks you in. You feel snug and secure. There's not much to it overall. The toe strap, while it does have that cutout in there, is very minimal. It fits over a variety of boot shapes, whether it's snub nose, round nose, blunt nose. It's gonna fit over that toe box and lock you in. The straps do their job, they do their job well. All right, so when it comes to the ratchets, they release super well. My only gripe is there's no one finger quick release on the toe strap ratchet, but whatever, it is what it is. They do climb exceptionally well. You never really have to worry about it. They do what you need them to do. They're ratchets. That's it. Now the high back on this binding is super soft. This is definitely the softest high back that Jones makes. And if you actually see where the black comes up into the white there, the white is the soft part, the black is actually more rigid. You notice that when you're driving into the heel edge of your board. Basically this binding just has a lot of give to it, especially in that high back. So when you push into it, you can feel it in there. It's not very rigid. It kind of slows down the performance of the skate tech when you're going from toe to heel on there. The forward lean is pretty straightforward. Flip it down, slide it up, wherever you want it, lock it in. There you go. So the overall flex of this binding is soft and surfy. It has a lot of give to it, especially when you're pushing into that high back or pushing through the straps. There's just not a lot of rigidity there. You're really just gonna flex into it. Now with it having skate tech in the chassis, you do get more power out towards the toe and the heel just because this is the Hanger 3.0, which is the longer one and it's a little bit wider. This is gonna put that pressure down into the toe and the heel edge for you. You can feel that right away. So it is a little stiffer there, and the actual frame of the skate tech, it reduces lateral play, so there's not a lot of lateral roll in this binding. It's more lateral drive, so you get that power when you're like pushing into the nose or you're pushing into the tail. You're gonna feel that in there. Overall, it's a soft binding. I mean soft. This is like definitely one of the softest bindings from Jones or even Now bindings that I've ridden, so be aware of that. With the ride of this binding, it's very lively, it's not very damp. You will feel everything underneath, so any kinetic energy coming up from the board that isn't being dissipated from its dampening agents, you're gonna feel that right underfoot. Every little undulation in the snow, anytime you go over frozen corduroy, it's just gonna vibrate up right underfoot, so be aware of that. You will feel everything with this. So who's this binding for? The super surfy guy that wants a binding that's really lively and they can feel everything underfoot. So my overall impression of this binding is that it's soft, it's surfy, and I mean surfy. It's a truthfully surfy binding. The stiffest part is the base tray, but there's just a lot of flex in this binding. You can feel it. You can be more laid back. If you're a precision-based rider, you're not gonna like it. If you're someone that's more laid back, you know, you're slashing your turns, you're riding more pow, you're probably absolutely gonna love it. It just has that feel. It does have the most lateral give, so side to side play out of any Jones binding, but it's still not as much as other bindings on the market just due to that chassis from the Skate Tech. Comparable bindings, the Union Strata, the K2 Lean AT, the Rome Vice. Alright, so this has been my review of the Jones Orion binding. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you going to buy a pair? Do you own a pair? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this binding. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.